So today we will be learning about footprints without feet, the fifth chapter from the textbook. Before starting this lesson, let me ask a question. Can a man become invisible? Is it possible for a man to become invisible?
Yes, sir.
Huh? Maybe some movies only we can see that people are becoming invisible, right? So, this is the
Yes, sir.
story of a scientist who discovers how to make himself invisible. So, in this lesson, there is a scientist, a main character is a scientist named Griffin. So, you can keep the name in mind, Griffin. So, he is trying to invent something that can make him invisible. So the question before starting the lesson is, does he use or misuse his discovery? So first of all, is it possible for him to make something that can make him invisible? And does he use it or misuse it? His discovery. This is the main important question, and the answer for this question only we are going to see in entire story. So the story is about a scientist named Griffin. He discovers the rare chemicals which can make a man invisible, but at the same time, the man can be touched and felt physically. So this is what he invented. So already he discovered a chemical which can make him invisible. Also he can feel, he can be touched and felt physically. So now let us read and find out how he uses or misuses his powers for his own. So overall summary I am going to give you a short explanation. Let's see it. The story is about a scientist named Griffin. As I said in the introduction, the main character in this lesson is Griffin. He was a scientist and he had been discovering ways which could make a man invisible, and finally swallowed certain rare drugs that made him invisible. So now he started to he tried to invent or discover a kind of medicine or chemical which can make a person invisible, and he made that a kind of drug, and he swallowed or he ate, he drank, so that he can become invisible person. Okay, he was first noticed by two boys in staircase of a house where they could just see his footsteps and started following it. Okay, so after inventing it and he swallowed it and he became invisible. So he became successful in making or inventing or discovering a drug which can make a person invisible, and he had it and he became invisible. He started to walk. So now what happened? Some students, some children's, two boys noticed that some footprints are on the staircase or footsteps. The noise, sound is coming that somebody is walking, but they are not able to see a person. So they are following that footsteps. They follow it until the footsteps are fainter and cannot be seen. So these two boys were following where these footprints are going, but we cannot see anybody. We can see only the footprints. So they were following and following. Suddenly it became vanished or fainter. So they are not able to follow again. First, as he is feeling cold, he enters a mall for some warmth. Now, we don't know for what Griffin invented this drug, and we don't know whether he will use it for good purpose or bad purpose. So the using of this invisible body starts from here. So this is a starting. He started to feel cold. It is a cold. It was cold climate, and he felt cold. So he is entering to a mall and started to use some dresses because he wanted to make his body warm. After the store shut down, he decided to wear some warm clothes and eat something. So now he was waiting somewhere because nobody can see him if he is not wearing dress. So he was hiding somewhere and he was waiting for the people to close the mall and go away. And after that, he started to wear the clothes. He started to eat the things from the mall. Is it good character or good attitude or bad attitude? Nobody is there. Is it good or bad to steal things and use it?
Bad, sir.
Then why this much time for giving reply? Yeah. So it's bad that he started to steal things and use inside the mall. He first unboxes a few clothes that wears them. Then, from the kitchen of a restaurant, he eats cold meat and some coffee. Later, he goes to a grocery store and eats sweets and drinks wine. He then falls asleep on a pile of quilts. He then wakes up in the morning when some of the store assistants had seen him and started chasing him. Now what happened? He started to steal and eat the things, stealing and drinking coffee, stealing and wearing dress, and he went to grocery shop also to eat the sweets and drink the wine, and he was enjoying himself by stealing the things. It is like a cheating, right? So when he became invisible, he started to enjoy the things, and when morning came, he was sleeping, and the people saw him that now he is wearing dress, so people can easily see him and started to chase him out. He quickly threw away all the clothes he was wearing and became invisible again. Now what happened? When people started to chase him, he realized that people can see me now. Because of cold, he was wearing dress. Now in the morning, he removed everything and threw it here and there, and he started to run away. Again, when he removed all the dress, he became invisible again. Then he started roaming around again without any clothes in the cold winters of London. So the story is in London, so it is very cold season, and he is roaming without dress in the cold season, because if he is wearing dress, people will see, because we cannot wear the dress on the face and hands fully, we cannot cover. So what he used to do, he used to wear a cap, he used to keep a specs or cooling glass and covering remaining part of the face with the cloth and wearing a gloves, so that only he will become a proper human being. Otherwise, people will confuse. Okay. He then decides to steal clothes from a theatre company, as he knew he would get something there to cover his face as well. Okay, again, this fellow Griffin is not ready to buy things, but he wants to steal clothes again so that he can cover his face, body, palm, everything. He then steals bandages for his face, dark glasses, false nose, and a hat for covering himself. So he entered into a theatre company and started to steal the things which can cover his entire body and give a shape of a human being. He then hits the shopkeeper and steals all his money. Soon he realizes that London is too crowded to live like this and desires that he would go to a remote village. He books 2 rooms at an inn at the Epping village. So now what happened? He realized that it's a crowded place and it's difficult for him to get a rented home. So he decided to move to a village where he can stay peacefully with a less rented home. So he books 2 rooms at an inn at the Epping village. He reaches there, and it is strange for the people of Epping that a stranger with such a weird appearance has come to stay at an inn during the winter season. So people saw him because he covered entire face with a bandage, and also his nose is not looking real. He is wearing a black cooling glass. He is wearing hat, cap. He is wearing gloves, and people wonder what kind of strange appearance is this, weird appearance. Once his money is over, he steals from people and also hits the landlord landlord and his wife when they tried to check his room in his absence. So when he was staying in a home, the owner of the home also had some doubt. What kind of person is this? Covering always, not allowing to talk with us. He's not talking to anyone. Going inside, closing the room. Going outside, closing the room. Nobody knows what he's doing. Who is he? So now they want to check what is going on, and they entered the room once, and he fought with him. He started to beat them, especially the landlord and his wife. And again he ran away. Then the village constable is asked for help, but before that, Miss Hall, the wife of the landlord, asked him questions regarding who he is and what he did to her furniture. The landlord and his wife, Miss Hall, they went inside the room and they saw only chair is moving, his bandage, his cloth, his specs, everything on the bed. So they want to catch him, and he was inside of the room invisible. So they were not able to catch him. So he was making question. He started to throw the furniture and breaking those things. So she got angry and questioning him, what you are doing? Where is my furniture? So from where you came? This and that. So they called the police. Okay. So the village constable also came to catch him. This makes him really furious, and he desires to show her who he really is. So when she started to ask questions like a police, he got more angry. Who got more angry?
Scientist.
The scientist Griffin. Griffin got angry and he wanted to show who I am. The people then see a headless man, and Miss Jaffers, the constable, also finds out that he would have to arrest a man who does not have a head. So he started to remove the head, he started to remove the bandage from the face, he removed the nose, artificial nose, he removed the sunglass. Now only body, there is no head. People were wondering. The constable came, Mr. Jaffers. He came and wondering, I am going to arrest a person without head. They are unable to catch Griffin as he removes all his clothes and becomes invisible. He even knocks out Jaffers as he tries to catch him. And in the end of the lesson, what happened? Griffin started to remove all the clothes, and step by step he became invisible. And when the constable, Mr. Jaffers, came to catch him, he gave a nice punch on his face. He knocked out and he ran away. So now police also got beat, people also got, and nobody could catch him. He escaped from the place again. So now the scientist who invented a drug to become invisible started to do lawless activities, everything against the law. He started to do all the negative things, bad things, for his own benefits, his own happiness. So that is the lesson.